It's the nation's favourite antiques experts.
Yeah! Super cool.
How about that?
Behind the wheel of a classic car. And a goal to scar Britain for antiques. The aim? To make the biggest profit at auction. But it's no mean feat. There'll be worthy winners,
Yes!
and valiant losers.
Blast it!
Will it be the high road to glory or the slow road to disaster? This is the Antiques Road Trip. Yee-haw! This week we've been training our cameras on dealer Stephanie Connell and auctioneer Charlie Ross.
Look at this man on his bicycle. He's got a GoPro on his hat. What's all that about?
I think most cyclists do it now for safety.
Really?
Well, we do it to educate, inform and all that. I'm like David Attenborough, observing antiques experts in their natural habitat from a drone.
Remarkably rural, isn't it?
Well, if you think we're probably only, what, 20, 25 miles from central London?
It's amazing around here. Oh! No. Try third, darling, not first.
Yay!
That's it. Towards you and up.
Yay, we got there.
Regular viewers will have been keenly following Steph's gear-changing fortunes.
You've got this absolutely nailed, haven't you?
Yeah.
And just like any natural history documentary, we're very fond of drama.
Oh, there's a tractor coming.
There's a tractor coming.
Tractor, dive! This is the narrowest road in the whole of Hertfordshire, and there's a tractor coming the other way.
Oh.
Personally, my money's on him.
Smart manoeuvre, Steph.
Thank you.
What we zoologists call the self-preservation instinct.
Way.
Phew. Now, let's remind ourselves, Steph from Surrey started out collecting stamps and decided to become an auctioneer at the tender age of 14.
I love things like this.
She has a passion for TV and movies, while Oxfordshire's Charlie Ross is an altogether different beast.
Yeah!
He loves sporting memorabilia and fine furniture.
It's walnut of a beautiful patination. It's in superb condition.
Yeah, that just about sums him up, really. And don't forget the third amigo, one Hillman Minx Super.
Do you like the colour?
Yes, that's really girly, but I do like the colour. It is a nice
Is
colour.
it your favourite colour, blue?
No, my favourite colour is green.
Also the colour of money, of course. Sore point there. Steph, who set out with £200, is just £158 and 26p right now. Come on, Steph. While Charlie, who began with the same sum, is thoroughly enjoying his £365 and 26p.
Oh. I'm quite likely to buy something for 200 now.
Are
which will
you?
sell for 60.
Wonder if
Don't
that's
you
exciting.
think this competition is all over? Because I can tell you it isn't.
Trust you, you're an auctioneer.
Well, it's a profession, actually. They kicked off in Kent and thoroughly explored that county before venturing both north and west, currently journeying through the middle of England towards the Cotswolds and then Wales. Eventually, they'll swing back east before finally reaching Journey's End in Leicestershire at Market Harborough. Later, they'll be going to Gloucestershire for an auction at Wotton-under-Edge. But shopping destination number one is Dunstable. Well, it will be.
Excuse me.
Already dropped her buddy off, I see.
Can you help me? I'm trying to find my way to Dunstable.
Perhaps Charlie took the map.
Onto the A5, and that'll take you all the way to Dunstable Town Centre.
You're amazing. Thanks so much. I'm Steph.
Thank you, dear. Oh, I'm Tony.
Nice to meet you, Tony. Loving your tractor.
Thank you very much.
What a nice man. Now, this is more like it. Market town, Old Priory. Antique shop with car park. There she goes. Just £158 and 26p to spend, remember.
Hello there.
Oh,
Eunice
hello.
Huthart. I'm Steph.
Pleased to meet you,
Nice
Steph.
to meet you. Your shop is amazing.
Oh, thank you.
She's not wrong. Hats, too. Well, Luton, home of the Hatters, is close by. Good look.
Oh my gosh, it's Tony from earlier. It's the same make of tractor. It even looks like Tony. I wouldn't have made it without you, Tony. I'll put you back so you can tell other people directions.
Well, I quite fancied a trip to Gloucestershire, actually.
Oh, they're nice. On first look, they look like they're Bakelite. But I don't actually think they are. They're silver. And definitely some kind of stone. Possibly jade. And it says that they're 1911, but stylistically that doesn't seem right. Let's have a little look. And they're not 1911, they're 1923. So that makes more sense because they're more of an Art Deco kind of teaspoon.
Quite. Price, £65.
These ones are definitely a maybe, but there's loads in this shop.
Spoilt for choice, isn't she? Definitely, maybe.
Oh, that's very pretty. So this looks to be a very sweet Art Nouveau period pewter vase. I would guess that it would be made between about 1895 and 1905. Pewter's also a typical Art Nouveau metal. It has a maker's mark underneath which says Orivit, German or French, I would guess. It's nice, it's got a little bit of damage just there. It's took a little bit of a knock, a little bit misshapen, but it is, you know, over 100 years old. It's £28, so it is affordable. I really like this.
Hesitate to ask, but anything else?
This is an Art Deco mantel clock with a marble base, chromed, very 1920s, 1930s. It reminds me of New York or Chicago. It looks like America. It is working. You'd have to set it to the right time. Here's a tip. Set your clock to the right time, go away, come back in an hour or so, and then see if it's still keeping the same time.
And hope it doesn't sell in the meantime.
It's £68. What I might do is I might go and ask Richard what the best price on it is, because I do love it.
She's headed your way, Richard, look out.
Hi, I've seen this absolutely gorgeous clock. It's priced at £68, which is probably going to be a little bit out of my price range.
Okay, 68, I can do 58, how about that?
If that's your best, I'm probably going to have to leave it.
What if I said £50?
It's a potential at 50, actually. I'm
yeah,
getting
that's the
distracted,
best.
though, because I've seen something else while I'm
Oh,
standing
right,
here.
okay.
Crikey, that's a big copper.
Oh, yes.
Some kind of presentation
It
award?
is, yes. It's for art, isn't it, I believe?
Yeah, it is.
It's dated as well.
Oh, yeah, they're 1857.
1857.
I like things when they're a bit unusual and they've maybe got an
it's just
interesting
different.
history. 38.
I can do 30 on that
Yeah?
for you. Yeah.
OK, that's a definite potential. There's so many things in this shop, though. I've seen at least 2 other things that I want to talk to you about.
Oh, right, OK.
BRB, or be right back.
That one is
one is
28. It's got a little bit of damage on it, which is the thing that's putting me off it.
I can do £20 on that for you.
OK, and then this set of spoons.
I'll do £50 on them for you. How's that?
OK. With a heavy heart, I think I'm going to have to leave the clock, even though I love it.
Right.
I think I'm going to take the roundel medal and the spoons, if that's
All right.
OK.
So the 2 is 80, yes.
Yeah. All right, deal.
Lovely. Thank you very
Thanks
much.
very
Steph.
much.
OK.
2 out of 4 ain't bad.
80. There you
Oh,
are.
that's lovely.
Still over half of her kitty, mind.
Thanks
Lovely.
very much, Richard.
Thanks
Pleasure
a
doing
lot.
business with you.
You too.
Take care now.
Good luck.
Now, while Steph loads and points the minx towards the next destination, we'll catch up with Charlie. Down beside the canal, in the Hertfordshire mill village of Apsley, to discover the area's historic role in the manufacture of paper.
Aha! Are you Peter?
I am indeed. Welcome, Charlie. Very
Thank
nice
you
to
very
meet you.
much indeed.
Welcome to Frogmore. This is the world's oldest mechanised paper mill and the birthplace of paper's industrial revolution 200 years ago.
May we have a look?
Be delighted to show you.
Thank you.
Peter Burford is the visitor services manager at Frogmore, still a working mill, where they've been making paper since 1774.
I traditionally think of paper being made out of wood, but can you make paper out of anything?
Indeed, wood that we use now
Yeah.
is a very recent invention.
Is it?
Only really came about in the late 1800s. Paper is only 2 ingredients.
Yeah.
Plant fibre and
Right.
water.
Right.
So you could make
So
a
if
piece
it
of...
grows...
If it grows, you could make paper out of it.
Paper making in Britain, mostly using rags as the raw material, dates from the late 15th century, with nearby Seal Mill, which supplied a printing associate of William Caxton amongst the first. But although they do still make some paper by hand here, it's a very slow process,
This way.
as Charlie is about to discover.
Stir it round. Good action.
It's cold, Peter!
It is cold.
Yeah.
And this is basically a flat sieve. The whole action is to dip it in
Yes.
fairly quickly and bring it out in
Yeah.
one motion. You're capturing as many of those fibres as
Wonderful.
you can. Now, shake it side to side.
No rags here, just wood pulp.
Okay,
Right,
on there.
now, over onto the vacuum bench here. That's just sucking some of the water out. Now what we've got to do is transfer it from the mould onto something that we can dry it on. Hold it upright and then down. That's it, right. And rock that just side to side.
Do I lift the
Bring
mould
up
up?
one end. There you go.
Good grief.
Well done. You've made your first piece of paper. Take it over to the press.
Yeah.
Down on top of this one. It does indeed.
It's very like a book press, isn't it?
Exactly like a book press. And you see a lot of water comes out of this. After it's been pressed out, then it's going to take another 2, maybe 3 days of air drying.
This, of course, is incredibly labour-intensive.
Which is why, in the late 18th century, as the Industrial Revolution heated up and mass information was required, a mechanical means of producing paper cheaply became essential.
What have we got here?
We have a 1/5 scale model of the very first paper machine, one that was installed here in 1803, designed by Louis-Nicolas Robert.
So do you put pulp on the top there?
Robert's stroke of genius was to create the continuous wire, and the stock is poured onto the wire, which is a much more reliable method of forming it than trying to pull a mould out of a vat.
Yes.
Next came the forerunners of the huge machines that are used to manufacture paper today. Called a foudrinier, after the French brothers who financed its development, this one uses a felt blanket and rollers to squeeze out the water before cutting the reel into sheets. It meant less workers making much more paper. Good news.
For the first time, a completely finished, dry piece of paper comes off the end of the machine. So the speed is phenomenally greater and the price is just a quarter of what it was before.
Thanks to the innovations which began here in Hertfordshire, Britain was producing 650,000 tonnes of paper per year by the end of the 19th century.
So Charlie, this is PM4 here at Frogmore Mill. This machine was built in 1902, and this is what we use every day to make paper. You can see the sheet forming.
Bit of whitish water.
Yeah.
Within about 4 yards, you've got a sheet of paper.
It's a little bit temperamental. It's not so much a science, it's decidedly an art running this machine.
But while Charlie's been on a bit of a roll, young Stephanie has motored on. Not that her road trip chum is ever far from her thoughts.
Charlie is one of the funniest people I've ever met, and he makes me laugh non-stop. He's the best person you could spend a road trip with.
Unfortunately, from her point of view, he's also miles ahead. So, better buy wisely in Aylesbury, where, very close to the Grand Union Canal, they have the End of the World, a memorable shop name. Good idea, eh? Turned out a bit chilly.
Hello there.
Oh, hi, Steph.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How
Made
are you
it in the
doing?
end, eh?
I made it in the end. What a fantastic selection of stuff you've got here. There's so many items.
They are. They're lovely. I've been collecting them forever.
I'll be honest with you, though, I've got very little money, so I'm looking for things that are fantastic but a bargain, as hard as that might be to come by. But
Well, you've come to the right place.
Always nice to hear, although Gary has yet to discover quite how strapped she is. Just over £78 to her name.
ha! I can tell immediately that this is an interesting piece of furniture. So what it is an Air Ministry or a War Department desk designed during the war to be easily transportable. So how it works is each of its legs is on a screw which you can unscrew, take off, and then in the very back there is slots in which to put the legs so you can transport them with the legs and you're ready to go. Now if, with my handy phone torch, I have a little look. So this one has WD War Department, then the date that it was manufactured or owned, so in this case October 61. I know I'm not going to be able to afford it, but I'll have a look anyway. Yep, it's 175. I'll carry on looking around, but a great piece of furniture.
She seems happy enough. What about Charlie, strolling up Wendover High Street? Yes, he's about to go shopping in the Chilterns. Something comfortingly straightforward about that name.
These look promising. I love a bit of simulated bamboo. I like garden furniture too. And these are very Regency looking, darling. Very Régence. Now, if these were 19th century, they would be worth a fortune. They would be made of cast iron or possibly bamboo itself. They are, in fact, sadly, made of aluminium, which is a bit of a shame, but they look the part. Of course they need painting, but we're going to the Cotswolds. They love garden furniture out there. There's 2 carvers, 2 singles, £100. If these could be bought for a nifty 50, I think I'd have a go at these.
Well, let's go and meet the man in charge.
Shop! Shop! Ah! Mike!
Nice to see you, Charlie.
How are you?
Very good. Welcome to Antiques at Wendell.
I muddled around in your back garden a bit. I think there are 4, not Georgian, not Victorian, aluminium.
Aluminium. Early aluminium.
Early aluminium.
They're not mine, but I can negotiate on behalf of the dealer.
I think if somebody applied a coat of paint to them and perhaps gilded them up a bit,
Okay.
they could. Yeah, no, I do think they've got
Make
that
them a bit
look.
rococo.
Oh, darling.
What would you be prepared to offer?
I would certainly pay £50 for them, but anything above that, gamble.
Realistically, their best possible price would be 75, which is 25%.
Yeah. No, it's
So
a
it
good
can't be
discount.
any less than that.
No, fine. They've got a look, which is half the battle, isn't it, in this business? Age no longer matters, does it?
Just as well.
Yeah.
So, no chairs for Charlie then. With her, Steph, at the end of the world, as we know it.
This is interesting. This looks to be an Art Deco table. The top looks like it's Bakelite, but the rest of it is tin. I like it a lot. I think it's usable, chic, probably 30s.
Almost certainly. Perhaps it was a prototype by a 1930s designer.
It's £90, but I might have a word with Gary to see what his best price on it is.
She's only got 78, remember?
I found this Art Deco table that's over here.
Stand by, Gary.
I think it's absolutely gorgeous.
I love it. I've had this for a long, long time now. Maybe a drinks trolley, I don't know.
Yeah.
OK, what are you prepared to offer me?
I can't really go more than £40, but if you don't want to take 40, that's fine. I appreciate what it's
What about
priced at.
50?
I can't afford 50. I wish I could. If I could, I would.
Can you feel it is?
Dear, oh dear.
If you don't want to sell it to me for 40, I appreciate that.
You can have it for £40, but give me a ring when you sell it and tell me what you get for it.
Will do. OK.
I would appreciate it.
Deal.
Deal
Thanks,
done.
Gary.
Thank you very much.
So, while they complete the formalities,
Thank you
There
very
you
much
are.
indeed.
let's go over to Wendover. What's he seen in there?
Now, do you know what this is? This is an old garden privy. Sort of thing that people had at the bottom of their gardens in my day, before you had proper flashing loos inside. You used to walk down to the bottom of the garden with a good book and go into the privy. And this is a Vesta case for putting your matches in. You see, put your matches in there and strike the bottom. And people collect Vesta cases, and I don't think I've ever seen one in the form of a privy. Silver Vesta cases can be worth thousands. This is brass, but charming nevertheless, and it's beautifully modelled. I bet you can't guess what you find when you open a privy door.
No, tell us.
Have you guessed?
No, reveal all.
It's wonderful. What I particularly like about this is he's still got his top hat on. So he is a serious gentleman.
Might be a lord.
It's £125, but it's a talking point. I'll have a word.
Well, at least it's one of Mike's.
I've been quite modest on the retail at 125 because I've never seen another one. But I would take an offer on it, obviously, because I'd
Not
like
my
you
offer.
to do. What do you suggest?
Well, I would like to offer you £50. In fact, I'd be overjoyed to offer you £50. And you haven't fainted.
How about 65?
I think it would be cheese pairing of me to go any lower. It would be rude. Thank you very much.
Looks like they've Lord Privy Sealed the deal. Wait for it. Oh, yes, there he goes. Meanwhile, Steph, having bought that Art Deco drinks table for £40, has somehow persuaded Gary to sell her something from his reclamation collection for a tenner. Gosh.
You can have 2 terracotta tiles, paving blocks. We've got
Okay.
all different types. Let's have a little look what else we've got.
Yeah, let's.
I'm going to give you this old pump,
Oh my gosh, really?
which when you put it in the auction must make between 30, 35 for £10.
Oh, Gary, I'll shake your hand. That's a really good deal. I love these old water pumps.
Well, that's a good job, then.
There you are.
Getting rich.
Any old irony? No, not a word to Charlie, mind. Keep it neutral.
Haven't we been lucky with the weather?
Yeah, we really have. One good thing to say about this car is it's always very warm.
Super cosy, these super minxes, nighty-night. Our two trippers do seem to be in a very giggly mood today.
Oh, and I got a present for you.
A present?
A Hilmer Minx.
No!
Yes!
It's beautiful.
It's nice, isn't it?
Oh!
You get to keep him forever and remember the trip.
Oh, I really like that. Did you buy that with your shopping money?
Well, no.
Because it would have been the best thing you bought.
Cheeky monkey. Success must be going to his head. Yesterday, Steph acquired an Art Deco table, an old water pump, a set of teaspoons, and a Victorian copper medal.
All right, deal.
Leaving her with just over £28 for whatever might tempt her today, whilst Charlie bought only a brass Vesta case privy.
So he is a serious gentleman.
So he's still sitting on over £300. I wonder if he'll spend much of it.
Oh, there's something wrong with the car! What's happened? Oh, dear. I think I had a bit of a clutch slip. Right, dear.
Calm yourselves. Later, they'll be off to a Gloucestershire auction at Wotton-under-Edge, but the first stop today is in Wallingford, down beside the Thames, at an antiques arcade in a former coaching inn, the Lamb.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You must be Paula.
Hi, love to see you.
Charlie, having dropped Steph off earlier, gets all this to himself. Still got hundreds in his wallet, remember?
I have found these, which are of no quality, but they are so wacky. They're candle holders, and I'm sure they're French. They're spelter, so they're not bronze, but it doesn't really matter. When you've got a face like that, who cares? Carrying water cauldrons, and of course they form the candle holders. I think in terms of age, about 1900, and I think they are just huge fun. Now, they are priced up at over £90. The sort of thing that might have come in a clearance or come worth the money, as they say. And they would be a talking point in a sale room because they are different.
He's back already, Paula.
There we go. What about those? They're spelter, they're French, they're late 19th century. Would 40 buy them?
OK, let's say £40.
Are you sure?
Yeah, £40.
Fab, thank you.
Helter spelter. It's not a race, you know, Charlie. You can take your time.
I'm going to do something I've never done before. I'm going to buy a bit of nonsense. Well, it's not nonsense, but it's Japanese Satsuma. It's 20th century.
And designed to appeal to Western tastes, and so strictly for export.
It is an incense burner. It's got a gilded doggerfo on the top. Most of the gilding's off, but at £10 it will make a profit. No negotiating, I'll have it.
Apparently, it is a race.
Well, look what I've found in a cabinet.
Brilliant.
A
Well done.
Satsuma incense burner. No great age, no great quality, but £10, and I'll have it, please.
Oh, that's brilliant then. Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Yeah.
Liz. So I owe you £50.
Not exactly a difficult customer, is he?
Your lucky day.
Very lucky day.
Make haste, Paula, although I'm not sure why.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
So let's get back to the super minx. Stow away those treasures. Ah, he may have spotted that shop earlier.
There are linen presses, dressers, super things. But these are the sort of... I was going to say these are the cheap items. That is absurd. What doesn't sell today? Corner cupboards. But it's small. It's in tremendous condition. It is not Georgian, but it's got some age here. You can see here. I think this is Edwardian. It's got lovely astragal glazing, 13 panes of glass, wall mounted, and it's £20.
Hello.
There's a corner cupboard here, and it's £20. And, do you know, I can't resist it. May I buy it? Are you a man I can give money to?
Most certainly.
Splendid.
He didn't even make it inside this time.
Do you always sell things on the pavement here?
Anywhere.
Anywhere.
Cash, then carry.
May I pick it up and take it?
You certainly can.
Thank you, Stuart.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Now, is he really off on this occasion? Yes, I think he is. Meanwhile, Steph's taking a shopping timeout back in the Chiltern Hills at Prince's Risborough, where she's come to discover how a humble piece of traditional English furniture acquired some very Italian style.
Thank you.
Prego! This is the Windsor chair, based on a design that stretches back several centuries and is still hugely popular today. The chair, with its distinctive bent wood frame and arched back, has long been associated with the craftsmen of nearby High Wycombe. But as Henry Tadros of Ercole can attest, the Windsor became a best-selling British export thanks to the company's fondatore, Signor Ercolani.
So Henry, tell me, who was Luciano Ercolani?
Luciano Ercolani was my great-grandfather. He was actually Luciano Ercolani because he was Italian. He moved over to England and changed his name to Luciano Ercolani before setting up Ercole Furniture. This is him with his two sons, Lucian and Barry.
Nowadays, Ercole is a household name, but the fortunes of the company were transformed during World War II by the Utility Furniture Advisory Committee, when the need to supply Britain's population with low-cost furniture gave Henry's great-grandfather an opportunity to reinvent an old classic.
The Utility Furniture Scheme was a kind of government rebuilding effort after the Second World War. We were part of it with our kitchen chair. We won a tender to make 100,000 chairs to be sold at 50 pence each, and we had worked out how to mass produce a Windsor chair.
Thanks in part to their pioneering use of steam.
We are bending an arm for a chair here. It's been in the steam retort for an hour, and then it will be bent round this mould and then put in the oven overnight to dry out.
How long will it take him to bend it?
It will be seconds, as you're just about to see.
Really?
Yeah, and the whole thing is about a minute from start to end.
And that's how you were able to manufacture so many chairs?
But as well as machine bending, they also had to do hand bending.
Thomas has taken the timber out the retort. It's been in there about 45 minutes. It's solid beech, strong but flexible. They're then going to put it in the ice, and they're going to put pressure all the way around it to make sure that there's nowhere for the grain to escape when you start bending it.
OK, Steph, seen enough? Time to get bending, girl.
It's going to need a little bit of welly, a bit of oomph.
I'll try my best. I don't know if I'm going to be strong enough.
You're going to want to put your hand on the out end, like that.
Like that?
And then bring it round, and we're going to... Then you push it down.
Like that?
Yeah.
Clamp it?
Hold it there when we clamp it in, because it will just spring straight back out if not.
Good effort. In 1946, the Ercole utility chairs were unveiled at London's Britain Can Make It exhibition, and a year later, the company's first production line furniture went on sale to the public.
And these are the completed chairs?
Yeah, so these are the finished chairs. So it's amazing that 80 years later we can still sell the same designs. My great-grandfather made them, and they're still relevant, fresh. And people sometimes don't know that they're made in the 50s. They think they're modern pieces today.
Che bella storia, eh? Now, time to catch up with our speedy shopper. Well, try to.
Oh, and here is the Thames. Oh, isn't it beautiful?
It's not bad, Johnny. Punts, cycles, and all that. Yep, you guessed it. He's just coming into the centre of Oxford. Even found somewhere to park. That's a miracle. And within walking distance of his final shop.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Is it Vincent?
Yes, nice to meet you, Charlie. How are you?
Very well indeed, thank you.
No wonder. He's still got over £230 left. Not going to buy just anything, though. Oh, no.
Look at this quality oak cabinet. Do you know what this is? It's an oak dentist's cabinet. Any time between 1890 and 1910. It's just the most wonderful quality. I wonder where it was made. It might have maker's name on it. Good grief. Ransom and Randolph Company. I'd never have guessed that. Made in America. How rare is that? And these, instead of pull-out drawers, are on the turn. Look at that, and look at the quality of the hinges.
Oh, yes. Ticket price £3,600. Let's talk to Vincent anyway.
This is magnificent.
Yes, it's a handy little piece. I think it's the only one of its kind in the country.
I've sold quite a few
Yeah.
oak dental cabinets in my time, but never one like this.
Yeah,
They've always had traditional pull-out drawers.
Yeah.
And do you know why it's of interest to me?
No, go on.
My uncle was a dentist. My cousin was a dentist. Had I passed any exams at school, I would have been a dentist.
Ah, here's Ms. Connell for her appointment. She's not got quite so much in her pocket, remember? Just £28.26.
I've spotted something I think is really cool. It is an original, vintage, dinky Captain Scarlet Spectrum Pursuit Vehicle toy. I like anything to do with TV memorabilia, toys, collectibles, and Captain Scarlet, anything Jerry Anderson in particular, I'm a big fan. And I'm not the only one. There are huge amounts of collectors for memorabilia like this. So you've got the dinky collectors and the TV memorabilia collectors. It's in good condition, got its original box, got its original packaging, which is what collectors want, £165. So I will put it back for the right person to find it.
It's all been window shopping so far with her.
Oh!
I'm sorry.
What's he doing?
I'm looking in your cabinet. You carry on, I'm going round the corner.
Quite right, too.
Now, look at the history in this cabinet. There are amazing Roman coins, Egyptian beads, Bronze Age axes, and what's more, a cannonball. HMS Crocodile. Cast iron cannon shot recovered from the wreck site of a 24-gun Royal Navy warship, which sank at Broad Point, Devon, on the 9th of May, 1784. Returning from Bombay, £75. Well, at auction it would make either a tenner or £100, I think. Amazing.
I've got Roger Box on the phone for you.
Is Roger the owner of the cannonball?
Indeed. Yep.
Hello?
Crikey, that was efficient.
Hello, Roger. Well, it's Charlie Ross here, looking at your amazing cabinet, and I'm just loving your cannonball. And the man you bought it off is the man that dived down to the ship. No, that is may I say cast iron Providence, as it's cast iron.
Yeah, I think we got that, Charlie.
Yeah. Brilliant. Are you open to any negotiation on this splendid object? You're not. There's absolutely no point in me offering you 50 quid, is there? You're a man of principle, and so am I. I shall pay you your £75.
Sounds like Charlie's just splashed out on a cannonball.
Thanks. Bye-bye. What a wonderful man. He bought it off the chap that is the only man to have gone into the wreck, the Crocodile. He would not move on the price because he said, they're not making any more of these. The last one they made was 200 years ago.
So, whilst he does the heavy lifting, let's see what Steph's come up with.
It's in this cabinet here,
Yep.
and it's this little combined desk set item. It's really interesting. It's a ruler, letter opening knife, magnifying glass,
All in one.
all in one.
Very curious.
I really like it. It's got a little bit of damage on it.
Yep. Well, it goes with the age, I do
Goes with
believe.
the age. Yeah, don't do that. How old would you think it would be?
I don't know. I think it's probably mid-20th century.
Yeah, I
don't
would
think
have
it's
thought so.
that,
It's
that
not-
old,
no,
but
it's
it's
not.
just an unusual piece.
It is unusual, and it's not. And with the centimetres on one side, the inches
Yeah.
on the other, usable thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bit of fun.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Really nice. I really like it, and it is £15.
mere
Mere £15. So, deal at 15?
Yeah, absolutely.
Not quite spent the lot this time, then.
That was invigorating. Did you have a successful shop?
I think so. Did you?
Very successful.
Well, now, where did you park the car?
A long, long way away.
Oh, we better get walking
I'll
then.
take you to it.
And after that, it'll be shut eye, I guess. Auction day is upon us. Down there is Wotton, and that's the Edge. After starting out back in Bedfordshire, at Dunstable, our two trippers have headed the Hillman West towards an auction in deepest Gloucestershire and the eponymous auction rooms with internet bidding.
Sun is out, the sky is blue. I'll make a profit, will you?
I don't know about that. I'm praying for one.
Well, you come to the right place, a former church. Steph parted with £145 for her 5 auction lots.
This is a bit of a mystery, this lot. I like the quality. For success in the National Art Competition, lots of allegorical figures embossed into it, And it's a very, very impressive plaque, beautifully made.
Plus, Steph has discovered it's the work of noted French metalworker Antoine Vert. Charlie spent a wee bit more, £210 for his 5 lots.
They're fairly unusual items, and as such, I think there might be a profit in these. I could see these making 100. To the right person, yeah, I think a collectible item.
Which just leaves one other very important person we need to hear from, auctioneer John Rolfe.
And we've got the cannonball and, of course, the certificate that goes with it. I hope we get a prize that will do justice to the chap who dived down to get it. The letter opener, what a novelty piece. There's everything you could ever need on it and a lovely gift, and I think it will do quite well. So the brass Vesta case is personally my favourite piece in the sale today, and what our clients are looking for, I think that's got the best chance of all the items we've seen.
Oh, yes. Did you hear that, Charlie? Charlie!
Charlie, come on.
Have we started?
Oh, yes. First up, Charlie's Satsuma incense burner.
20, 20, 20. 20 straight in online. Was that 25, sir? 25, you bid me. 30. Do I see 35? I do. 35 coming back in online again. Do I see 40 moving in along? It's an incense bid of 35. Do I see 40 coming in? All in at 35. Oh, sure.
Yes! Just a tenner.
Told you it'd make more than 30.
Great result, Charlie, and sage prophecy, Steph.
You're a world expert in Satsuma. Do you want to see my dance?
20 to 3.
I'm not sure anyone could predict how her giant medallion will do, though.
And where do we see it? 50 to be off, should we say? 50-50. You bid me 30, but who gives me 5?
It costs 30.
5. I've got 40, 45. I've got 50, 55. I've got 60. Do I see 65 elsewhere? Selling with me at 60, ordered at £60 with me against you all.
Oh, great. That's what I hoped he would make.
Girl.
Yes, please accept an award for profit-making.
There's one in the V&A. So there's one in the V&A.
You always have things that are in the
Oh, no,
V&A,
I tried to.
Do the V&A have stuff found on pavements? Charlie's corner cupboard is next.
£30. 30, 30, 30 still serves a purpose, doesn't it? £20, should we say? £20 got you at 20, 20, 25. Selling them at 20, ordering at 20. 25.
Oh,
30. 35. With you, sir, at 35. Don't put your hand down now. You've got it at 35. Dirty 40. Selling at 35, ordering at 35. With you.
They are profit again.
Profit.
Charlie experiences little else these days.
Not a massive one.
No, but a profit
Sort of
nonetheless.
5 or 6 quid profit, but it's a profit.
Steph's silver spoons are next under the hammer.
£20 to be off then, shall we say?
20
to the 6 seconds, please. 20, I have it. Do I see 5? The bid's at 20. Do I see 25? 25. 30. 25. Out at 35. It's your bid, sir. Selling at 35. Ordering at 35 with the gentleman.
Oh, what a shame.
It is. After such a promising start, too.
That's the second time I've lost on a set of 2 spoons, and both times I lost about 15 quid, so I'm not...
Steph.
I'm not... No more spoons.
Well, up next is an altogether rarer item. Charlie's brass privy Vesta case.
You know, you don't see these every day, do you?
No.
66A. And where do we sit? Should we start at £20, surely? 20, 20 bid, 40 bid on the internet straight.
See?
Thank you.
40, yeah, but it goes
Bids on the internet, taking it to
£65.
40, up to 45. Do I see 50 now? 50, nice novelty piece there at £50. I see 55. Gentleman's 55 in the room. 60 online, 65. Thank you, sir, for your interest. Internet still holding them at 60. Do I see 5 elsewhere?
Oh.
65. Thank you. Do I see 70? I do. 75 just in time. 80 just in time. Do I see 85 now?
80 quid.
Do I see 85? Selling at 80, on an 80.
£80.
Talk about spending a penny. That was a bit of a bargain for someone.
Well, that's better than my whole profit for the last time, so you're doing well.
Steph's rusty old pump is next. Can she squeeze a profit out of it?
30, 30, 30 the pump. 20 the pump.
He's
We're asking.
estimated
20.
£40.
You're in at 20. Take your bid of 20, sir. Thank you. You'll give me 5. At the front, holding at 20. Do I see 5? 25. 30. 35.
This isn't a relative
40,
of yours here, is it?
45. 45.
No, but I might
50.
pretend it is.
55.
This is...
Shakes his head.
Steph.
Holding at the front at
Steph.
50. Do I see 55 elsewhere? Selling at 50 to you, sir.
Oh, that's amazing! See, that proposition, that was a bargain.
That went down awfully well.
I'm twitching up in the paddock here. I've still got my cannonball to come.
Well, after Steph's heavy metal heroics, I'd have thought the old thing had every chance.
40, 40, 40. All that provenance there, £40. I'll go 20 to be off then if I must. 20, 20 bid, 25 bid, 30 bid, 35 bid. Do I see 40 now? Instant bid 35, bid 40 online. Do I see 45 elsewhere? Instant bid 40, do I see 45 coming in? 40 bid, do I see 45? 45 on my book, do I see 50? Oh. 50 bid on the 50 bid on the internet, 55 on my book, do I see 60?
You're getting there.
I'm out at £60. The internet bid, do I see 65? Was that a bid, sir?
No, sir. That would be illegal.
Selling then. The internet bid of £60 all done.
Oh, what a shame.
5840, thank you.
It's quite cheap for weight.
That's one way of looking at it.
£60 is not too bad, is it?
No, it's not too bad.
Now, how will Steph's Bakelite and tin table fare?
£20 we save for it then, and that's bid. Do I see 25? The bid there at 20, I've got 25, 30, 35, 40. Do I see 45 coming in? Selling at 40, done at 40.
Oh, that's a shame.
That man has impeccable taste.
They're all like that round here. But what will Wotton make of Charlie's be-stilted candlestick holders?
Are they 50 the pair? 50 the pair? 20 the pair, you bid me, thank you, bid me 5, 55. I've got 30, 35, I've got 40, 45. In the room at 45, do I see 50 elsewhere? Holding on my left at 45, do I see 50 coming in? 50 on the balcony, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100,
£100.
20, 110. On my left, do I see 120 elsewhere? Selling at 110. All in at 110. On my left.
Hey, £100. Well done, Charlie.
Lovely auctioneer.
In conjunction with your canny purchase, Charlie.
Not for me to say, but I thought they were rather expensive.
It's a profit! The auctioneer was very taken with Steph's novelty office gadget.
20, 20, 20. £10 you bid me, surely. 10, 10, 10. Gentleman's bid me 10, who bids me 15?
He's a lovely gentleman.
Bids at front at £10.
It might be it, though.
15's on the internet. Doma's at 20, was on 25, sir. 25, 30. Got 30 on the internet, 35. 35, thank you, sir. Considered bid. Do I see 40 now? Selling to the gentleman standing at 35. Order at 35.
This, in relative terms, is one of the finest sales I've ever seen.
Yes, it was a bit of a triumph.
That's a brilliant result.
Should we go?
Let's go.
So, while they depart to collect their rewards, here are the glad tidings. Steph started out with £158 and 26p, and after auction costs, she made a proper profit of over £30. While Charlie, who began with £365 and 26p, produced yet more profits after costs. So he's now more than doubled his money.
Take my hat off to you. You have now got the road trip.
I actually made some money. It's amazing.
You did make some money.
Competition is on, Charlie.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Come on, Steph, you can do this. Next on Antiques Road Trip.
Penbloyd half-hours to you. Penbloyd half-hours to you. Penbloyd half-hours. That's the best I can do, really.
It's not my birthday.
Well, when in Wales.
semi-finals here on Gladiators. Now, to have got this far, our semi-finalists have already faced our Gladiators twice. They've gone through about 10 events, and they've had to put themselves through 2 gruelling eliminators.
4 contenders. 2 will go through. All of them backstage, they know only 2 will go through. It's getting tougher and tougher. At stake, those fantastic prizes. Ollie, just remind us again what they are.
Well, this year we thought we'd be generous. We're giving away prize money worth £14,000. And each of our champions will drive away one of these fabulous four-wheel drive off-the-road vehicles.
So, let's meet our 4 semi-finalists. They are...
Eunice Huthart.
And Erica Rogerson.
It's nice to see you brought half of Liverpool with you. Now, last time I saw you, you said at the end of the eliminator, this is just getting one step closer to your dream.
Yeah, that's right, Erica. Every step closer I'm getting. It's coming to a big dream, something that I was born for.
Now, what do you fancy your chances tonight?
Well, I've got events that I'd like to have. All the contact games, they're what I like, Powerball, Pursuit, stuff like that, so I'm hoping I can do it. Poleaxe, I'm a little bit worried about. I'm just going to focus on it and go on it if I can.
Absolutely. Well, I hope Lady Luck's smiling on you tonight. Eunice Huthart.
Erica, you're that close. Do you feel like you can do it?
Well, when you're out there training and you're running up those hills and you're cycling up those hills, you just imagine that Jeep parked at the top and it just gives you that extra bit of get up and go to go for it.
So what have you been doing since the last show?
Lots of training, lots of running up hills, lots of cycling, and lots of this.
Do you feel like you're under a lot of pressure?
Yeah, you'd think third show it'd be a piece of cake, but it gets more serious the closer you get, so it's really, really nerve-wracking, and I'm just going to give it the best shot.
Worried about any particular gladiators?
Have to say it, Nightshade, she is the best, and she keeps cropping up there in front of me, so fingers crossed that she might not turn up tonight, but I doubt it.
Is there a way of combating it? Can you get away from her?
Yeah, you can just run that way.
Good idea. We'll see how you get on. Off you go. Get yourself ready. Let's hear it for Erica!
So let's meet our male semi-finalists tonight. They are Sam Codjoe.
And Phil Campbell. Over!
Sam, it's nice to welcome you onto my side for once. How does it feel to be in the semis?
It feels great. It feels like just another show. That's what I'm going to look at it, take one event at a time and see how I do. Hopefully I'll try and score as much as possible so I can get a head lead this time.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, on the first eliminator, you were struggling against a bad ankle. The second one, you had a bad time disadvantage, and you provided us with an incredible eliminator.
I remember that. I don't want to go through it because it starts bringing my nerves and I start shaking again. I remember ringing my mum up and I think she must have been like beating the phone while I was talking to her. I was going, Mum, you're right. She goes, don't do that again. Don't do that, okay? Make sure this time you win. So this time I've got to win nice and easy, all right?
Absolutely. Well, I can understand how she feels. Let's hear it for Sam Codjoe.
Now, Phil Campbell. Do you realise, and I don't like to remind you, Phil, you are actually one of our eldest contenders. You're 34. Do you see any problems, any trouble in that?
Any trouble? There may be trouble ahead, but while there's music and dancing and love and romance, let's face the music and dance.
Unbelievable. Phil, you're obviously pretty nervous and you're worried.
Yeah, really. I mean, I'm fun and joking there, but inside I am like this. Yeah.
Well, Phil, you'll have plenty of time to calm yourself down. Get yourself ready, Phil. Off you go. Phil Campbell. Great song.
Well, tonight we're going to kick off our first semi-final with Powerball.
Eunice is using the red balls and Erica the blue. And guarding those 5 baskets is Lightning Jet and the deadly Nightshade! John Anderson.
Contenders ready! Gladiators ready! 3, 2, 1.
Let's play ball. Eunice straight in for 2 points. Erica follows her example. Looks like these two have set their stalls out right at the start of the game. Erica with another 2, and Eunice. 2 runs, 2 scores. Eunice's 3rd run and 3rd score. The Gladiators not getting their tackles in. Or just to say that Eunice finally brought down by Nightshade, and then Erica brought down by Lightning, but not till after she scored, though. Eunice scores again. The Gladiators giving the girls too much room out there. You've got to close them down, just like Nightshade's done there. Jet, a good job on Eunice there. Oh, Lightning follows suit on Erica. Lightning and Nightshade double teaming Eunice. But it takes only one jet to bring Erica down. Nightshade on Eunice. And there's the final whistle. The Gladiators finally got their act together about halfway through that event. In the replay, we can see Erica had a chance to get a centre basket, but goes for the easy option.
Erica, it's getting harder, isn't it, eh?
I hate that game still. I don't know, I'm just looking forward to the day when I don't ever have to do that again.
And you seem to be tackling, or your favourite gladiator was tackling you, Nightshade.
Surprise, surprise.
She's hard, she's difficult, isn't she? She's everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, when you go down, you know when you go down, and well, you'll know, you know when you sort of fake an injury. You sort of go down going, oh, thinking, oh, she might take it easy next time, but she doesn't.
Oh, she doesn't. Erica, you got 6 points! Eunice, another tough cookie. How did you find that?
I found it tough. Definitely tough. I was getting bounced around like a bouncy ball in there. Definitely.
But you like the physical games, being kickbox champion, you're used to this sort of stuff.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed them a lot more, definitely. I don't know what my score was, though.
You got 8 points! Well done! Lightning, 2 big girls. Do you find the commitment is getting more serious? They're more committed because they know they're just one place away from going to the finals?
Yeah, I think that puts a lot of pressure on them. They've come a long way to come and compete against the Gladiators, and they're doing very well up to now. I wish them all the luck in this game and the next when they get through.
Nightshade, you're making a bit of a reputation yourself. All the contenders are saying, we don't mind who we face as long as it's not the deadly Nightshade. Eh? What are you going to say?
Well, it's Hunter that nicknamed me Deadly, and it's because when I go in here, any game I play on Gladiators, my mission is to do my very, very best. And that means that if the contenders are going to take points off me, they're going to have to be very, very good. And particularly when I have the good fortune of playing with really, really awesome team, it's going to be difficult to get points off us.
Well, there's not many people who will meet you on a good day. Jet, the beautiful Jet. Everyone's favourite. Everyone loves the Jet. Do you find that hard? I mean, I've got to ask you, we have had injuries, we do wear safety equipment, but are you ever worried yourself that you might get injured?
Of course. I mean, this part of the risk of being any athlete, any professional athlete, is going to be taking physical risks at any point during their training or performing. You've just got to work technically as best as you can and try to make sure that you know where your barriers are for injury. But yeah, it's always there, but everybody's got it every day when they walk out of their home, I suppose. But
well, thankfully, we've had no injuries. Let's hear it for Jet, Lightning, and the deadly Nightshade!
The Gladiators celebrating with a double fly pass, keeping the girls down to a relatively low score. Eunice 8, Erica 6.
On to the men's event. Sam has got the red balls and Phil the blue. And protecting those baskets is Warrior, Trojan, and the awesome Shadow! Over to John Anderson.
Contenders ready! Gladiators ready!
whistle with the muscle. Sam, like a greyhound out of the trap, scores, and Phil does too. The boys are going to have to rely on speed rather than strength here. Sam's done just that. Out-sprinted Shadow for another 2 points. Shadow on Phil. Oh, he backs out. Warrior floors Sam just by looking at him. Phil against Trojan and Warrior. Oh, takes the easy option. Tries the little basketball trick. Not quite in the same class as Big Shaq O'Neal, though. Shadow and Sam takes him down, and Phil nips in for another 2. Oh, it didn't like that. Warrior appeared to knock the basket away there, but Phil scores anyway. We'll look at that later. Shadow takes Phil out. Warrior and Trojan double-teaming Sam. Opens the door for Phil. Won't count, though. Took the ball from the same basket. Got to change ends before you score any points. Sam throws it, misses, and Phil very close to scoring another 2 points before the whistle. Taking another look at that incident with Warrior. Looking at the left of the picture, you'll see Warrior pull the basket away. In my book, that's a professional foul. Didn't stop Phil scoring, so justice was done in the end.
Sam, does it get any easier?
It doesn't get any easier at all. I think that's the hardest game that's going. And I think that's Warrior's game. He loves that game. I saw him earlier in the corridor. I was just trying to drink my water. He wanted to tackle me. But, Warrior, I'm sorry I kept out of your way, mate. Maybe next time.
Is it possible to get a ball into the centre basket to score the maximum points?
It's possible. Maybe if you got one of the Jeeps, you might be able to make it, mate.
Well done, Sam. You got 4 points. Phil, enjoy it?
Yeah, I did enjoy it, I must admit. But, play a lot of rugby, so I do like it. But I'll tell you what, there was one stage. I turned around, Trojan and Warrior in front of me, and I thought, there's just no way through. Tried to sidestep and then thought, take the safe option, go for the throw-up basket. So I'm sorry, Warrior, he didn't get to crush me.
Well done, Phil. 6 points! Deserve them. Let's hear it for our gladiators! Trojan, Warrior, and the indestructible Shadow!
As Phil said, not a lot of crushing being done out there, and not a lot of scoring either. After one event, Sam's on 4, Phil's on 6.
Move into event number 2, Pursuit. And Eunice and Erica are ready to go, but tonight they're going to be chased by Jet and Lightning. Over to John Anderson.
Contenders, you will go on my first whistle. Gladiators, you will go on my second whistle. 3, 2, 1.
Eunice and Erica hit the snake beams. They fall off, they remount where they fell. Jet pursuing Eunice, Lightning pursuing Erica. Eunice in front at the moment. Oh, slip from Erica there. Eunice hits the hand ladder. Jet slipping. Lightning closing down the gap on Erica. Eunice taking the web trap very slowly but safely, whereas Erica's just trampling it down. Lightning's got a great technique on the web trap, which she demonstrates as she catches Erica. It's all about Jet and Eunice now. Oh, Jet misses her. Eunice, the first girl to complete this course. 0 for 10, breaks the tape. In the replay, we can see Erica just clears the wall. But Lightning takes her just at the last moment.
Did you think you were going to get away? I mean, you must have felt it. She was very close a couple of times.
She was very close on the beam over there. And then I legged it round the corner and I felt OK after that. But I just went too high over that wall.
Well, you've just had a little taste of what the Eliminator's like. Well done. Let's hear it for Erica!
Erica unlucky in that event as Eunice storms into the lead, 18 points to 6.
So now we move into the men's event with Sam and Phil, and they're going to be pursued by Saracen and the Wolfman.
Saracen's on Sam while Wolf's pursuing Phil, and they met up on Pyramid in the quarterfinals. Earlier, Phil told us about that encounter.
Well, in this game there is an element of skill and of course the element of luck, as there is in most games. And
those people watching the last show in the quarterfinals, I did have a bit of luck. It was great because we'd done the Pyramid, which is the new game this season, and Wolf actually threw me off 3 times. And on the 3rd time I hit the canvas, and by this time you're getting tired, by the way, I looked up and he was sat on a step giving it the old, "Are you coming?" And I thought, God, you know, you got some neck. But as I looked, there was tumbling just above him was my opponent and Cobra, and they just took him out. They just took him off the step, and I thought, God, thanks very much, and just straight away at the top without being chased. It was fantastic. Easy 10 points.
I'm not sure he's going to get the same easy ride in this event.
Contenders, you will go on my first whistle. Gladiators, you will go on my second whistle. 3, 2, 1.
Well, the lighter contenders should have an advantage in this event, being faster than their heavier counterparts. Oops, looks like Sam came off the beam a little early there. John Anderson let it go. Neck and neck on the wire bridge. Both very fast on the hand ladder. Sam with his left 5 bandage. It's not stopping him moving quickly, though. Saracen well up on Phil. Unfortunately, he's chasing Sam. Sam over the high wall. Phil slips. Sam sprints to the tape to pick up his 10 points. Phil follows him for 5, and the Wolf not in the frame.
Sam, you were fast.
I wanted to have that one. I thought I was gonna be a bit slow because of my leg. I got a bit of a dead leg, and I thought I was gonna get the Wolfman as well because I wanted to run him down to the ground. But maybe next time, Wolfman.
Well, there was nothing dead about your leg. I mean, that really was a fast course indeed. You left Saracen standing almost.
Yeah. I must say, I went a bit faster because I know Saracen's really good on the overhand there, and he's got that long reach as well, so I had to move it. You know what I mean? Thanks a lot, Sal.
10 points to Sam. Phil, I mean, really very, very fast once again. That was tremendously fast.
Yeah, I was okay over the first half. When I hit the cargo nets, or the bedded nets there, bad mistake straight away, flat down, and I thought Wolf was going to be on my tail actually, but got away with it, and the same thing happened on the second one. So I'm not really happy with that, but you know.
You got through, and you got some points, and the question remains, where was the Wolfman?
He was lucky.
Hello, here come the excuses.
But Mr. Wolfman, he actually fell over twice on the scramble nets.
Are you saying I'm not
good? No, I'm not saying that at all. I wouldn't say that. Thank you, sir. Oh!
That's not funny! Not impressed!
And neither will we with that performance, Wolfie. Sam 14, Phil 11.
Well, after all that, we're going to take a well-deserved break. Don't go away. End of part 1. We'll be back very shortly for more exciting fun on the Gladiators! Hoorah!
Welcome back to the National Indoor Arena and to part 2 of this, our very first semi-final. Now, each event brings our contenders just that little bit closer to the eliminator. So we're going to kick off with event number 3, which is Poleaxe. And first up tonight is Eunice, and she faces Nightshade.
Nightshade, 6 foot and 11 stone, taking on Eunice, who's never been up the pole before.
The poles. Rotate the poles. Remove the bridges. 3, 2, 1.
Well, both these girls into martial arts, Nightshade into Taekwondo. Oh, falters a little there. This is very close. Nightshade first, and Eunice poleaxed. And I must say that's the closest Nightshade's come to losing her unbeaten record in this event. Splash.
Well, I suppose, Eunice, in all fairness, this was your first time, and there always has to be a first time. I have to say, it looked to me as if you were actually ahead of Nightshade, but you had trouble locating the electronic impact button. Is that right?
Well, take nothing away from Nightshade, but I'd been told in practice, count your steps, count your steps. And I got to 6, and I forgot what number I was on. And I was young. And everyone says, when you get to 11, reaching the buttons there. And I'm going, oh, is this 11 or 10 or what? And then I just looked up, but then I heard that fateful noise that, you know, your steps are coming out like, so closed my eyes and...
It was just a matter of split seconds. I mean, hundreds of seconds even. Let's hear it for Eunice.
Eunice's mum knows how close she came.
Next up against Nightshade, it's Erica.
Erica, 5'7" and 10 stone 7.
Mount the poles. Rotate the poles. Remove the bridges. 3, 2, 1.
Erica, last time she was up the pole, scored 10 points against our bird of prey, Falcon. Can she repeat that performance against Nightshade? Oh, but with Nightshade, Erica's given the flying lesson.
Gladiator dismount.
And the thing about this event, win or lose, you've got to take that trip to the bottom.
I have to say, Erica, that was a great shame. I mean, it couldn't have been closer. It looked to me as if you hit it, but perhaps not in the right spot.
Before I realised it, the button was there. I was actually above it, so I must have counted wrong or something, I don't know. It was literally waist height, so I could have got it earlier. I thought, oh, damn, missed it, and that's it. As soon as, you know, you just know it's over.
Well, still a few more events to come. And here's the lady who managed to chase you to the top. You make it look so easy.
Well, I can assure you it's not easy. When you're going up there, it may seem a very short game, but I feel like I'm up there for hours. So congratulations to both Erica and Eunice, but I'm really glad I was faster on that occasion.
Let's hear it for Erica. And let's hear it for Nightshade.
Nightshade keeping a clean sheet. The scores remain the same.
So now we move into the men's event. First up is Sam, and tonight he faces Hunter. To John Anderson.
Hunter, it amazes me how he gets that 17.5 stone up that pole.
Rotate the poles. Remove the bridges. 3, 2, 1.
Well, Sam outsprinted the Gladiators on Powerball, so will he be able to do the same up the pole? And the answer is no.
Gladiator dismount.
Well, Sam, on this occasion, you've become Sam, the man that can't.
Unfortunately, yeah. I was trying to count the steps up there, and I think I just mistimed the step, and then I stumbled a little bit. That's a long way to go just to switch the lights off, innit?
You're absolutely right. Let's hear it for Sam. Next up against Hunter, it's Phil.
Phil, 5'11",
Over to John Anderson.
and 12 stone 7.
Mount the poles. Rotate the poles. Remove the bridges. 3, 2, 1.
And Phil will be aware that Hunter's not invincible. Hunter beaten by Paul Beswick a couple of weeks ago. Oh, Hunter trips there, but that doesn't stop him striking the impact button. Phil's poleaxed.
Oh, Phil.
Yeah, I had 2 bad holes, actually, and I slipped a little bit on. But I still thought I was going to do, I was like a little bit behind half a second, but a miss is as good as a mile, isn't it?
Well, listen, you're a man, you're very good with your words. What's it like to fall 36 feet like that? Let's hear it for Phil! You seem to eat those pegs up.
Well, these 2 guys beat me in the rounds on the wall, with a head start, so I was determined this time, starting off together, to get to the top first.
A little bit of a vengeance.
Definitely, yeah.
Let's hear it for Hunter!
That is frightening, but I'm still buzzing from that fall.
Hunter doing a good job as usual, keeping the guys out of the point. Scores remain the same.
Event number 4, hit and run. Eunice is on her platform and she's going to be facing 4 of our gladiators. They are Panther and Scorpio! Zodiac and Falcon!
The trim physiques of the gladiators there, and earlier Eunice told us about the special training diet she's been on for gladiators.
As far as I've got in gladiators, right, as soon as my nan realised I was going on gladiators, she made a big batch of bread pudding like this. And my nan always says, in the war years ago, people used to fight over their bread pudding. And then I started eating it, got on gladiators, right, and now everybody runs around there on a Saturday morning to my nan's house to get the bread pudding before I get it. So that's where my trainings come in. I have to sprint up to my nan's, which is about half a mile from our house, to get my bread pudding before everyone else.
Contender, ready! Gladiators, ready! 3, 2, 1.
So 2 points every time that tummy full of bread pudding crosses the bridge. Just like that. Taking it very gingerly, but picking up the points.
4.
The gladiators having no success with their demolition balls at the moment. Oh, Eunice dodging well.
10.
Great points. Oh, taken from behind. Didn't see that one coming. Good score, 10 points. In the replay, we can see that Eunice waits to dodge Scorpio's ball and gets whacked from behind by Zodiac.
Well done, Eunice. You were doing so well there. What happened?
Yeah, I thought I had my tactics right. And then Zodiac got a sneaky one in behind. But all the fun of the game, I enjoyed it. And good luck to Erica, who's up next.
I mean, is that the trick? Stopping and starting all the time, making the gladiators think you're going to run?
It is a trick to a point, but sometimes the best aim of the game is just to run. Just to literally just run.
Just go hell for leather and just run.
Run there and run back.
Well done, Eunice. 10 points!
Family happy with those 10 points, especially little Carly.
And next up to face our gladiators is Erica! Over to John Anderson.
Contender, ready! Gladiators, ready! 3, 2, 1.
Erica Rogerson, our 29-year-old teacher from Lancashire, hoping to give the gladiators a lesson on this bridge.
4.
Doing well at the moment, dodging the balls.
6.
And oh no! The teacher's been expelled. Falcon getting in a corker of a conker. The gladiators enjoying every moment of that success. Wonder who choreographed that. As if I didn't know. Scorpio giving it the hippie shake, but enough of this entertainment. Back at the scoreboard, Eunice 28, Erica.
On to the men's event. And first up is Sam. And he's going to be running against Cobra, Trojan, Warrior, and the Hunter. Over to John Anderson.
Contender, ready!
Well, Sam at 5'8".
Gladiators, ready!
Should be small enough to dodge these balls.
3, 2, 1.
Recreation officer Sam evading the balls. Oh, by ducking underneath them. And Sam pushes that ball back.
4.
And he's nimble on his feet. He's ducking and diving out there. And he's underneath Warrior's ball. And that will not please Warrior. Oh, Hunter's taking him out.
Sam It was the hunter. He got you from behind. You didn't see it coming, did you?
No, I must have missed that. I didn't have my eyes on him. Take your eyes off for a second and that's it. You're off. Good one, Gladiator.
Tell us, Sam, what's up with your leg? What have you done?
Well, I think it was in Powerball. I had Warrior land on me, and it just gave me a little bit of dead leg on my thigh. So that's giving me a slight bit of problems. That's about it.
Nothing too serious, we hope. We can continue?
My mind's still there, so I'm going to continue.
Well done, Sam. You got 6 points. And the second of our male contenders is Phil. Over to John Anderson.
Contender, ready! Gladiators, ready! 3, 2, 1.
All the contenders enjoy this event. They say it's better to be hit by a demolition ball than by a gladiator. Oh, and that blow knocked Phil off his feet, though. Hits again. Stays on. Hunter's getting his eye in. Oh, one ball knocks him into another. And he ducks under Warriors to add more insult to injury. Well, he's certainly got his tactics right here. Oh, misses too. He's got the luck of the devil. Ah, look at that. On the final whistle, they get him off.
Well done, Phil. You've got the tricks there. You've got some tricks in the bag, haven't you, eh?
Well, I'm an old dog, John, and you know what I mean?
You nearly went there.
I did, actually. On the first ball, I thought, oh, no, I'm going to go. Just teetered on the edge. Managed to get in. Done a bit of a snake crawl. And here I am with focus.
Is that something you've been practicing, that snake crawl, as you call it?
Not at all. That was pure luck.
Well done, Phil. 8 points.
So after 4 events, Sam's on 20, Phil a point behind on 19. Next event, duel.
First up is Eunice, and tonight she faces Nightshade. Over to John Anderson.
On guard.
Eunice giving Nightshade 5 inches and a stone in weight.
3, 2, 1.
Eunice stayed on for a draw large time out in this event. And Nightshade, relentless as ever. Never really gives her opponent a chance to get back. But the jabs, not doing an awful lot. And she'll be pleased to be able to stand back there and keep away from this punishment. And it's all one-way traffic at the moment. Nightshade won't let it. Oh, look at that! Knocks it out of her hand. Now, how's John Anderson going to call this? Was it 0 on the clock? Nightshade, what a prolific work rate. No one gets one in while she's around.
Well, Eunice, we've had to check back on our recording, in fact, because it was very, very close between your pugil stick falling and touching the mattresses and John Anderson blowing the whistle. Were you aware of that?
Yeah, I was very aware. I don't know the outcome. Are you on the camera?
Well, we certainly are going to tell you as soon as we get the results. It is a very tough game up there. Nightshade, obviously, as well, has the height advantage. But the good news is, you got your 5 points! Well done. And it's great, isn't it, to have that extra 5 points as you move into the eliminator?
Yeah, them 5 points are going to be so important to me. And I just made it. I know I just made it by the skin of my teeth. I know I have.
Well, maybe Lady Luck's shining on you tonight. Let's hear it for Eunice! Well, next up against Nightshade, it's Erica! Over to John Anderson.
On guard. 3, 2, 1.
Erica the same height as Eunice, which means she's also giving away 5 inches to Nightshade. And she's taking some pretty heavy blows now. And not seeing where they're coming from. Oh, she's bailed out! And who can blame her? Pugil stick, it's a mullering stick she's got. John Anderson there moving in to see what's happened. She really does take some blows and says, no, thank you, get me out of here. Well, that's good to see. She's on her feet. And the first one to help is Nightshade.
Well, thank goodness for that. I saw the hits there. They were very, very forceful. How are you feeling?
I feel like I've been hit with a ton of bricks.
Was it the force of the helmets? In fact, you looked as if you sustained a little bit of bruising on the sides of your head.
That was from last time she hit me.
And you came back for more. Are you all right? I know your parents are sitting over there. They're terribly worried as well. Just reassure them.
I'm all right. I just felt like I was going a bit dizzy, and when she caught me the second time, I was just like, wow. And I just knew when.
Well, go off and take a little bit of a break before we set in on the eliminator. No points on this time, but you did very well to come up and come and join me here. Well done. Let's hear it for Erica.
After 5 events, we can see Eunice has an outstanding lead, 33 points to 12.
So now we move into the men's event with Sam, who tonight faces the awesome Shadow.
This man's statistics speak for themselves. 6'3", 53-inch chest, and Sam knows that every ounce of that 17.5-stone body weight will be behind each blow of his pugil stick. But Sam will admit he's got through this competition on his great sense of humour.
Winding up the Gladiators is something I do pretty naturally. Well, back at home in the gym and all that, I always take the mickey out of everybody. I can't help it. It's just the way I am. I think that's what relaxes me a bit. You're going to be seeing a lot more of that, you know what I mean, as the show goes on. I mean, I'm picking on, like, Wolf at the moment because he's just easy bait. So I'm going to start moving up, like, through the ranks, Hunter, then on to Shadow later on, do you know what I mean? As if I'm still there anyway. I know he's got something for me, so I'll be waiting for that.
Well, he doesn't need to wind Shadow up. Just blow the whistle and let him go. Sam ducking, but not diving. Just like the way Sugar Ray Leonard used to box. Tire your opponent out by making them do all the work. And then come back at them. But Sam yet to make his comeback at the moment. He's taking all the blows, but throwing nothing back. Dodging and weaving. Only using his pugil stick to parry Shadow's blows, and not that successfully either. There it is, 5 points for the draw. Never really went for the 10, though. In the replay, the force of Shadow's blows bending Sam's pugil stick.
Next up against Shadow, it's Phil. Over to John Anderson.
On guard. 3, 2, 1.
Phil, ex-Navy man, getting to work immediately and already putting up a better fight than Sam did. Oh, overbalanced a bit there, but Shadow stung into action. The question is not if, but when. And the answer's now.
Well, Phil, you had trouble controlling your pugil stick, let alone your legs.
Yeah, absolutely. What can I say? I mean, he knocked it a couple of times, slid through. I wish in a way I hadn't wore these, but that's no, you know, that's no excuse or anything. The blows are striking down, trying to get hold of it and fend them off is quite a job, you know. But the initial blow that I knocked him on the leg there, I mean, that was the plan, like, try and get the leg loose and then come up high.
He did look a little bit unstable for, well, he's standing right behind me, so I'd say for like 100th of a second.
That's why I give him a shock, didn't I, for about a second or so.
Absolutely. Hey, that's something to go home and remember, isn't it? Let's hear it for Phil. And let's hear it for our gladiator, Shadow.
Phil set out to fight but went away empty-handed. Sam came to defend and picked up 5 points. And I have to respectfully say, I don't think that's fair at this stage of the semis. But there's the score anyway, 25 to 19.
Well, excitement beyond your wildest dreams waits just around the corner as our eliminator will choose 2 of our finalists for 1994. Join us after the break here on Gladiators. Literally moments away from finding out who is going to go through to our final here, 1994. So it's ladies first, and Eunice is 21 points ahead, which will give her a 10.5-second head start.
10.5 seconds to Eunice will seem like a lifetime to Erica.
Eunice, you will go on my first whistle. Erica, you will go on my second whistle. 3, 2, 1.
Eunice completed the eliminator course in 1 minute 15 in her heat and then knocked 4 seconds off that to put in a time of 1:11 in her quarter-final. What will she do it in today? Erica starts. Oh, took the high hurdle very badly. Has to be said, she's faster than Eunice around this course. Completed her quarter-final eliminator run in 1 minute 5. I don't honestly believe Erica has done herself justice in this show, capable of giving far more than she's given today. But that happens to athletes, good days and bad days. And Eunice powers on. Down that zip line. And Erica having a bad day at the office, struggling on that cargo net. Eunice taking it very cautiously along the balance beam, knows she's just a travelator away from the grand final. And here she comes, Liverpool housewife Eunice Huthart, our first ladies finalist. And all that on a tummy full of a grandma's bread pudding. What a corker! Mum and Dad celebrating, as will the whole of Anfield. Erica had tremendous support from her family and friends. Now she powers up the travelator. Yes, all the way through the paper burst. And Mum's delighted with her.
Well, Eunice, you've worked incredibly hard for this tonight, and you've got where you want to be, a place in the final of Gladiators 1994.
Can't believe it, I just can't believe it. It's a step closer. One more time, just one more. That title's mine.
And are your crowd going to be back next time?
Thanks a lot, you lot.
Let's hear it for Eunice. Well done and congratulations.
Well done, Erica. Completed the course, most important thing. Very sportsmanlike thing to do. Found it hard, didn't you?
Seemed to take forever. It really did seem to take forever, because the other twice I've done it, I had a head start and it just went like that. That really did seem to take for ages and ages.
But you completed the course anyway, and I'm sure you enjoyed it, yes?
Yes, I did. And thank you, thank you, thank you, Haslingden High School. You have been brilliant.
Let's hear it for Erica!
Erica's been brilliant too, just couldn't cope with the sheer power and determination of her own gladiator liver bird, Eunice Huthart. We'll see her again in the final. Let's not forget Erica, who on paper looked like she had the beating of Eunice, but on the day couldn't produce the goods.
Well, after that, I think we're all due a timeout.
Favourite comedian? I've got to say, I love Les Dawson because of all the faces that he can pull, but I also like Mike Myers out of Wayne's World. He's excellent.
Rowan Atkinson, because I love him in Mr. Bean.
Duncan Norvell, Brian Connolly, Morecambe and Wise. All the daft type of humour.
My favourite comedian is someone I worked with fairly recently, a guy called Jim Davidson. He had me in stitches from the minute I met him to when I went home. He's a really funny guy.
My favourite comedian, Richard Pryor.
My favourite comedian is Jo Brand, because I never watch anything she does without creasing up with laughter.
My favourite comedian, I like Eddie Murphy, and I also like Richard Pryor, because they're very funny.
My favourite comedian is definitely Rowan Atkinson. I love his style and his humour. Mr. Bean, Blackadder.
My favourite comedian is Bobby Dever. I was fortunate enough to spend a couple of weeks with him. He's mad as a hat and one of the funniest guys I've ever met.
My favourite comedian has to be Rowan Atkinson, but I know half the Gladiator team have said that. I also like Eddie Murphy. His stand-up comedy is very good.
So now we move into the men's eliminator, where Sam leads by 6 points. That will convert into a 3-second head start.
Sam's got a 3-second head start, but a dead leg as well.
Sam, you will go on my first whistle.
Will that affect him?
Phil, you will go on my second whistle. 3, 2, 1.
Sam has completed the course in 56 seconds and Phil has done it in 1 minute 3. And if you remember Sam's last eliminator, it took a slow-motion replay to show that he'd just beaten Andy Riddick through the paper burst by 100th of a second. Sam comfortably over the rolling beam. And Donna giving it plenty. Just like her boyfriend Phil. But it's Sam up the cargo net first. He's up and running. Down the zip line. And Phil is close on his tail. Sam's over the balance beam. How will that dead leg survive on the travelator? Oh, it does though! Sam Codjoe, recreation officer, dives through the paper burst and into the final! And Phil can't believe it. That's the fastest he's ever completed the course. 56 seconds.
I have to thank you. You almost didn't spare us that dead heat eliminator that you put us through in the quarterfinals. That really was a terrific dive.
I thought the last show was too tight, and I didn't want Erica to have a baby this time, but she came close to it last time, so I'll keep her nice and cool. How'd you like that one?
And how'd you like a place in the final?
Lovely, thanks a lot. I'll take that.
Let's hear it for Sam. Well done. Congratulations.
Unlucky, Phil. Miserations. You nearly caught him up there on the travelator. What actually happened?
I don't know, John. I mean, you know, you set your sights, off you go. I knew when I hit the beam, I was pretty good over the beam, so I was going to catch him on that. He landed just before me. I seen him mount the travelator. Started to go myself, and obviously your legs are really tired by then. Saw Sam stumble. I thought, flipping it, here it is. My leg's just as tired. I stumble. And he got me on the tip. Good man.
You got so far, Phil. We'll be sorry to lose you. Have you enjoyed it?
Oh, enjoyment's not the word. I mean, if there's anyone out there that's watching this show, and there will be about 14 million people, if you've got the determination, the guts, the courage, ability, you will get nothing like this. It's absolutely fantastic.
Well, there you are. You've heard it from Phil. Well done, Phil.
So Sam and Eunice have earned themselves a place in our final. Who will join them there? Join us next week to find out here on The Gladiators.
For safety reasons, do not attempt to recreate any of the events you have seen on Gladiators.
Viewers, you will go on my first whistle to the kitchen and make a cuppa and be back in time for more Gladiators next on Challenge. Whilst over on Pick, nothing to declare? Well, I think there's some people who might have something to say about that.